All right, let's get more on Hong Kong's economy, and we go to Los Angeles with Professor Sung Wohn Sohn, Professor of Economics at California State University, Channel Islands. Professor, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Professor, Hong Kong could be headed for a recession. The economy contracted 0.4% in the first quarter, another quarter of negative growth, and we have a recession. What is going on?
There are essentially three things we need to worry about. First of all, Hong Kong is essentially a middleman between the rest of the world and China. As global trade decelerates, Hong Kong is suffering because of that. The second factor is Chinese coming into Hong Kong. Because of the corruption crackdowns and etc., there are fewer and fewer Chinese coming into Hong Kong. As a result, retail sales have really dipped quite a bit. And property also, that's very important in Hong Kong. That accounts for about 20%, 1/5 of the total GDP. And the property market is not doing well, so that is having an impact on the colony's economy.
Well, you mentioned the property market, and to your point, home foreclosures in Hong Kong have been rising. The number of homes underwater now reaching a 5-year high, and Hong Kong does have one of the most expensive property markets in the world. Those property prices have been dropping, and sales are near a 25-year low. So what is your outlook for the housing market given all of this?
I don't think it looks very good. First of all, the economy will continue to be very soft, and then that would affect income and then willingness to buy and consumer confidence as well. And also, Federal Reserve is supposed to raise the interest rate, and that means the interest rates in Hong Kong will go up as well. As a matter of fact, an investment firm, a global investment firm, thinks that property prices in China, the Hong Kong, could go down by about 20%. And I would be surprised if that were to happen. You can imagine that under the circumstances, we are seeing increased supply. So when you have increased supplies off the market and then the possibility of high interest rates, well, that is not a very good math for a property market.
No, certainly not good math for a rising property market. But, Professor, despite these economic issues, what's interesting is that Hong Kong has recently reclaimed the title as the world's most competitive economy. That's according to the IMD World Competitiveness Center. So how does one reconcile these seemingly divergent facts?
Well, back in 1970s, Professor Milton Friedman, who won the Nobel Prize, won a Nobel Prize, he went to Hong Kong and then claimed that it was the most competitive economy in the world. And today, it remains so. And, the reasons are, first of all, there are virtually no taxes. There are very few regulations. And also, capital can move in and out very freely. And then foreign exchange rate, that is very flexible. So that essentially, you are allowing businesses to do what they do best. That is, do business based on market forces, supply and demand. And that's what the businesses want. And so I think the factors that I've mentioned, these are the reasons why Hong Kong remains the most competitive economy probably in the world.
It is the most competitive economy. Of course, it's a global economic financial capital, but it hasn't produced any unicorn startups that are valued at $1 billion plus. And you look at other lesser economies like Scotland and Nigeria, and they have. So why is the startup or entrepreneurial sector not really flourishing in Hong Kong?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of entrepreneurial activities going on in Hong Kong, but some of the large and exciting ones are going to China because that's where the action is. So that maybe the idea may start in Hong Kong, but if you want to make it big, you go to Shanghai and then other parts of China. Having said that, there are a lot of incubator facilities and companies, and then small, IT companies are springing up all over China. And also companies such as Alibaba, even Elon Musk of, the car company, as well as IoT, Internet of Things, they are doing well in Hong Kong. So even though we're not seeing, very large startups in Hong Kong, that is not to say that we do not have a lot of activities. We do have a lot of activities, and I think this will bear fruits in the future.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Very insightful stuff. Thank you so much, Professor Sung Wohn Sohn, Professor of Economics at California State University.